case of Tara and Steve Grant. Now, they met in Michigan State University. They were introduced by friends. So they ended up getting married. Steve talked her into moving into an upscale Detroit area. And he actually started working for his dad at a tool and die shop that his dad had owned. And she started working at Washington Group International, which was an engineering firm. They ended up having 2 children. And at that point, they had decided that Steve would then stay home with the kids. In 2006, Tara was stationed in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And that's where she would stay during the week working. And then she would fly home every weekend to be with her family. And being a stay-at-home dad, and having this really successful wife was kind of challenging for Steve's pride. So in 2007, they did end up finding the perfect nanny, and her name was Verena Durkis. She was 19 years old, and she just seemed to be a really, really good fit with the family. And Steve was really starting to become more and more dissatisfied with the situation, the home situation. And he apparently started reaching out to an ex-girlfriend. And he was also getting closer to Verena, who actually was living in the house with them. So on the 9th of February, 2007, she was heading home. It was a Friday. She was heading home to be with her family. And apparently a fight broke out between Steven and Tara because she was going to have to leave a day early. So she would then be leaving on a Sunday rather than Monday. Now, Steve reports that he had overheard her talking to somebody and that she said, "Meet me at the end of the driveway." And then he saw a dark car pull up, a sedan, and then she was gone. On the 14th of February, he ended up calling and reporting her as a missing person. And the police were able to determine that she wasn't in Puerto Rico pretty quickly, as well as she did not use her passport, her credit card, since she had left that night. But Steve did start to become very uncooperative. And instead of talking to the police, Steve really enjoyed going through the news outlets and playing the distraught husband, pleading for Tara's safe return. And on the 28th of February, a woman was walking through a local park and she saw a baggie that was filled with bloody gloves and these metal shavings. And come to find out, the blood was determined to be Tara's. This was enough to secure a search warrant. They did end up showing up at the house unannounced. They start doing their search, and then they ended up going to the garage. And what they found there was pretty grisly. They were able to find most of her remains, but not all of them. And then on December 7th, that's 9 months after she'd gone missing, was when his trial started. He was found guilty for second-degree murder and mutilation of a body, and so he was sentenced to 50 to 80 years in prison. Grant did lose his final appeal, and so currently he is serving his sentence.